When we were in school, we were taught that solving one math problem could take up to 15 different steps. But that same concept does not apply to learning real skills. I'm going to show you the 5-step system flow that I used to go from zero to this. And the reason why this happened so quickly was because I followed a simple framework, and I call it the system flow. And once you learn this system, it doesn't just stop at one skill, it compounds. The first step in the system flow is clarity. People fail because they say, I want to get better at calisthenics. Clarity looks like I want to hold a 10-second handstand. Exactly what about the handstand do you want to achieve? Do you already have your handstand unlocked? Do you just want to improve your form? Are you starting from level 0 and you want to get to your first 10-second handstand hold? You have to be very specific about what you want to accomplish. And when you write down this goal and you bring clarity to what you want to achieve, then we go on to step 2, which is practice. Let me give you an analogy. When we were babies learning how to walk, we learned how to walk by actually walking. Crawling did not teach us how to walk. What practice looked like for me was the actual handstand attempts. I was attempting the actual kick up into a handstand over and over and over again. I wasn't focusing on push ups, I wasn't focusing on dips. I wanted to unlock the handstand, not increase my pushing strength. So I was only training 3 exercises: handstand kick-ups, wall handstand holds, and handstand bailouts. So actually train the movement itself. You don't learn how to speak Spanish by speaking English. You don't learn how to drive a car by riding a bike. You need specific practice so you can start to get that muscle memory. Then we move on to step 3, which is repetition. This is where most people quit because after a few failed attempts, they think that it's the system that's the issue. So they will switch and try to find something else to always find that new high, that new dopamine rush, when in actuality, you just didn't repeat it enough. What I was doing was every single day, I was attempting at least 100 plus handstand attempts. The more that you repeat something, the more that you remember it, the more muscle memory that it is. When we were learning how to walk, it was so complicated. Now, walking to us is second nature because we repeated it over and over and over again. What did we do when we failed? We got right back up over and over and over again. And then we go to step number 4, which is refinement. The more and more reps that you do something, the more opportunities that you have to critique yourself. If you attempt 100 plus handstands, every single attempt, what you do is focus on exactly what is it that you're struggling with. And what I did was every single attempt out of those 100 plus attempts, I would see a constant pattern. If I was kicking up too much, I would notice that out of the 10 attempts that I would do for my first set, 8 of those I was kicking too much over. So that showed me I'm using too much force. The next set of 10 that I would do, I would use less force. And I would keep on doing that till I was able to actually kick up into a handstand and hold it for a second before falling down. Then I observed when I try to actually go for the hold, 2 things. For one, my falling out of it, bailing out of it was not proper. And then for 2, I didn't have the shoulder strength to be able to hold it or wrist strength. So I decided in order for me to build that strength of that vertical upside down strength, I knew that dips wasn't going to do it for me. So that's when I decided to use the wall. And I would just mimic the exact handstand form and using the wall and hold it for as long as I possibly can to build up that strength, to get used to being upside down consistently. And I would do this every single day. The point is to train with intention. And then what happens is it becomes automatic. It gets to the point where you've broken down each piece And now everything just all flows together. And I've observed this. It took me 2 weeks to learn a handstand. And after I learned the handstand, I was consistently holding 10 plus second handstand holds. And I immediately started training for handstand push ups. And I was doing different handstand combos. And this is why this system is so powerful, because it keeps repeating. Once you've unlocked your first 10-second handstand and it becomes automatic, now you go back to step one, which is clarity. What do you want to achieve now? Do you want to achieve a handstand push up? Do you want to go straight for the one arm handstand? Or do you want to apply this to a pulling skill? And you continue to train your handstands, and now you add another skill into the mix, like pull ups, muscle ups, front levers, back levers. And the beautiful part about this system flow is it applies to every area in life: trading, discipline, social confidence, your spiritual journey. Anything can be built when you follow this simple flow system. You don't have to make everything so complicated. You don't need 20 steps. You don't need more videos. You don't need more motivation. All you need is clarity and action.